the Pelicans in the first ever NBA Finals as a franchise. They find themselves up 2-1 here in the championship round. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. College Sports Survive coming at you, and coming off an emphatic victory here in Game 3 where we won by over 25 points. The Pelicans find themselves here in the driver's seat against the 76ers. So far we've looked pretty good as a team. Other than Game 1 where we got blown out, we got the ship sailing in the right direction, beat Philadelphia in a nail-biter in Game 2, improving our record to 7-1 in games decided less than 10 points here in the playoffs, and then a huge win in Game 3, and that is where we sit at right now. That's really when we looked our best though, was in Game 3, and I think the reason for that is we had the whole team involved. We had multiple players in double figures, including 3 bench players. So honestly, it seems like the key to success is just getting everybody in it. Can't have Anthony Davis or me or Josh Hart doing all the work. We need to have everybody involved. Now, as you guys know, that's a little bit easier said than done. This bench team has been so hit or miss. In the playoffs, we started to improve the bench output each game, but back in Game 1, we were outscored 54-27 with me not on the floor. But they started to rebound a little bit and really kept us in Game 2 and Game 3, so we have to monitor that going forward, just seeing if the bench can continue to provide good performances whenever our starters come out of the game. Here we go, going back to the Smoothie King Center, fresh off of our emphatic win in Game 3. Let's see if we can repeat our performance and take 2 of 2 in front of our home fans and go back to Philly up 3-1. That would be awesome. So back home we travel. Here in New Orleans, the place I've called home for these last 3 years, and here in year 3 we got a chance for the big one. That's one of my biggest aspirations here in the series. I want to win a ring for the city and the team that gave me a chance on draft night, trading for me and having me as their point guard through all the ups and downs. So pre-game festivities are wrapping up. It's time for some basketball. Up 2-1 in the series. Tip-off, Embiid versus Holmes, and Embiid wins it. But maybe a little bit too casual here on the opening possession. What just happened there? Embiid goes backcourt, a weird time to throw the ball from Simmons, and Brett Brown looks distraught there, coming off a game where Philadelphia failed to reach 90 points as a team, and they don't look very sharp in the beginning of this one either. On the other end, bounce pass to Leaking Hart, bang from the corner. What a way to start this game. Josh Hart coming off a performance of 16 points and 6 rebounds last game, our top scorer, and he picks up right where we left off. And Joel Embiid, another turnover, this time setting an illegal screen on Aaron Catley, and Philadelphia just looks all out of sorts to begin Game 4. The Sixers are still scoreless, but on this possession they go into the post. Ben Simmons puts his head down and scores over me. I'm surprised we haven't seen more post-ups from Simmons here in the series. They give up almost a foot of height to the Louisiana State product, but here he goes inside again. Me and Josh Hart try to help out, but it's just not enough. So Ben Simmons with 2 early post-ups here in this one. Haven't seen that as much as I thought we would. And now Josh Richardson tries to get it going. No good on the fadeaway in the heart of the paint. And now on the other end, me versus Matisse Thybulle. I get past him and I see the trailer. It's Richaun Holmes who puts in assist number 2 for myself. Now with 5:53 left to play, Embiid getting covered closely by AD. Now Catley switches onto him, and Embiid tries it with the shot clock expiring, and somehow the big fella still gets it to drop. So Philly playing with their first lead of the night. Now is Josh Hart going with the post up, goes with the drop step and finishes over Matisse Thybulle. Didn't know Josh Hart had a post game like that, especially over a defender like Thybulle, but he gets that one to drop. Next time up the court, AD coming off of a screen, no good. Simmons with a head full of steam between the legs goes at 2 Pelicans defenders, and another early layup for Simmons. So Philly overcoming their slow start, as here on the baseline I drive past Simmons, getting him up with the up fake, and I attack Embiid and I draw a foul. As you guys know, jump shooting in this series has not come easy by any stretch. Most of my points have been inside the painted area, and there I am attacking once again. Another positive play on offense. Shake Milton's jump shot off the mark, MLS with the rebound as other reserves check in, and this is a dish inside to Nikola Mirotic. Mirotic coming off his best game in the finals, 15 points in Game 3. and he's averaging 10.5 and 5 rebounds off the bench, leading the bench squad in points per game, as getting assists has not been easy. I've had a lot of passes leading to fouls here in the early stages, but not many actual assists. And once again, the bench unit coming back in, and we're down 16 all of a sudden. So Philly really overcoming their slow start as Tobias Harris knocks in one immediately as I check in. Now it's Alec Burks taking it the other way. Philly all of a sudden up 18, but a very careless pass there. Zooming past Burks and Al Horford to finish another layup. I gotta provide a spark here, trying to lead these guys back into this game. We've done it before. We've had comebacks before all playoffs long, and there's still plenty of time to play. Down 16, nice defensive possession, and I knifed my way through the paint once again. Embiid very close to sending that one off the window. He's averaging 2.5 rejections here in the finals, but luckily I was able to get that one over him. And Alec Burks tries it from three-point land. He's been very reliable here in the finals, but maybe that miss is a sign of Philly trying to cool off a little bit, hopefully, as a nice give and go. Kately did a good job setting me up there, as I've already in double figures. 50-33, our offense sputtering here in the second quarter, and I'm just trying to take Alec Burks one-on-one. A spin move, gets him stumbling a little bit. He reaches, I take advantage, going down the baseline. Tough finish, but another one drops for me. 10 points in the paint out of my 12 so far tonight. Still down 17. Not even really chipping away at this lead, but how about Anthony Davis with the find inside, big man to big man connection there. That's something we need to see more of Anthony Davis. One reason why his points per game is down here in the finals is that he is just bringing so much defensive attention to him as he gets the jump shot there to fall. But yeah, every time he goes into the post, he's bringing double, triple teams, so we need to see him create a lot more. And speaking of creation, I do a little bit of that for AD once again. 2 jump shots in a row. Not only does he need to create more for other guys when he has all that pressure on him, but he also needs to extend his range out a little bit as well. But how about AD rotating over, blocking Simmons, one-on-one versus me and Alec Burks, and how about the Euro step getting past the over-contesting defender? Another nice finish. I've displayed so many of those here in the finals, and there's another one to go. And now Simmons versus Josh Hart on the baseline, floating this one over Holmes, no good. But on the second effort by Embiid, he's been killing us on the offensive glass tonight and throughout the entire series, really. He gets fouled, earns these free throws, and once again I check out. So down 14 at halftime, relinquishing a lot of offense in the last few minutes. New Orleans surrendered almost 40 points to Philadelphia there in that second quarter, as that Pelicans defense that we're known for has just been inconsistent. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. I'm the leading scorer in this game at halftime with 14. I've got 10 of those in the second quarter, and I've also made the last 5 of my shots, but only 4 assists for me on the night. And Devin Dotson coming off the bench, that second round rookie, he's got 8 points. But Anthony Davis, he's only got 4, 2 of 7 shooting. Holmes only has 2 rebounds. Hart and Kately only have 7 points combined. And Embiid killing us once again, almost a double-double for him in the first half of action. Just not the best half of Pelicans basketball we've seen so far this season. And how about this play? I'm lucky Matisse Thybulle had his back turned. I hit Josh Hart on the cut, and if Matisse Thybulle saw that pass coming, that would have been easily picked, but a stroke of luck there to get that assist. And Thybulle on the other end, he gets his pocket picked by Josh Hart, and look at me laying out for the loose change. That's something we have to see a lot more from New Orleans. We need to get this hustle back. We've been grinding every series on defense, and this is how we set the tempo. This is what we're known for right here, and I've been doing this ever since my high school days. Just beating everybody to the 50-50 balls. This is what I've known for, and this is the type of play that'll get you a lot of high fives and a lot of smiling, happy faces on your sideline. So dwindling the lead a little bit, we're chipping away as Matisse Thybulle makes it a 12-point game. And back on the attack is the Pelicans, giving this one up to Josh Hart to set up the offense quickly. And how about a three-pointer? If you guys know one thing about me, I don't take or make a lot of threes, but when I saw that shot go down, I knew it was going to be a special night on offense for me. I've only taken 22 threes here in the playoffs, but I've made 8 of them, and that's good for 36% compared to my three-point percentage in the regular season, sitting at only 28%. Back down by 15, our offense starting to sputter once again. Shot clock winding down, going to the paint once again, almost an and one, but a hard foul hit the hardwood very not gracefully there. But I will head to the free throw line for some more easy points. And once again, I do my job at the stripe, knocking down 2 more as I sit at 18 for the ball game. Still down by a baker's dozen. Still got work to do. Me versus Rondé Hollis-Jefferson on this drive. And Josh Richardson applying the help defense hacks me on the layup. So 2 more free throws go for me. And now on this possession, cutting through the paint, giving this one off to Marcos Luzada Silva, averaging 8.5. He's been key for us off the bench. Gets a tough layup to go, and for the first time in a long time, we're within 10. And a nice screen there from Holmes. He's leaking, but he's not open. So this time I just decided to take matters into my own hands. How about a post move from yours truly? Don't see that one too often, but I'm up to 23 on the game, over 55% from the floor. My career high is 31, and I'm flirting with that tonight, and we need it. But how about this shot by Joel Embiid? He's made a couple over double teams, but that one's no good. Give a quick between the legs move to IT, and I finish through some contact. More points on the break for me. 25 on the night, only 6 points away from my career high. 7-point lead now. Starting to chip away a lot more. This pick and roll play between Anthony Davis and I is money as he finishes over the 5'9" Thomas, and we are within 5. And as the third quarter winds down these last few minutes, we've seen our offense have a jolt. Back within 9. Offense looking good. Pick and roll between me and Mirotic, going once again up fake on Ben Simmons. The up and under move gets it to go. What another play there inside the paint. And as we tick down these last few seconds of the third, Simmons no good on the triple, and we are down by 7. What an ending to that third quarter for the Pelicans. Overall ending that quarter with 50% shooting, outscoring Philly 28-19 in that third period. That on top of 11 made free throws as a team in that quarter. Overall, we just made the offense come to us a lot easier. Now me and Aaron Catley trying to lead this bench squad in the fourth quarter until we get the starters back on the floor. And Joel Embiid with that fadeaway over 2 defenders, Glenn Robinson and I. And Philly starting to look good on offense once again, starting to find their stride. 3 seconds left on this possession, going 1-on-1 versus Tobias Harris. Open on the step back, not quite. A lot of unfriendly rolls here in the fourth, and that one just adds to the list. Offense going ice cold for us, but for Philly, it's starting to thrive. Joel Embiid with a huge bucket there, and just like that, all the progress we made last quarter, it's starting to be all for naught. But how about some defense here? Thibault almost ripped by myself, and Holmes coming out of nowhere for the block from behind. And now we got to push the tempo. Hart leading the break. Very time-sensitive game here now as I drop this one off to Anthony Davis for the big basket inside as I reached 10 assists. Didn't look like I was going to make that threshold for a while. I've only been held under 10 assists 1 time this series, back in the Portland game, or the Portland series rather, but a turnover there from Rashawn Holmes, and on the other end, Richardson trying to deliver the dagger, no good, but Embiid on the second effort, me and Holmes trying to knock him off his stride, and we do on that layup. Off the other end, Catley, who's had a tough day today, going 1-on-1 versus Matisse Thybulle, and that is not the shot we need right now. Still down a dozen after another empty possession. Thybulle on the other end, no one picks up the shooter. Thank goodness he missed. That would have ended the game right there. Still with a slim chance. But as our defense continues to hold up their end of the bargain, we just cannot manufacture points here in the clutch. Me 1-on-1 versus Ben Simmons, but I see AD going for the lob. Nice spin to a lob on my end, and AD throws it down with 2 hands. 10-point game. Need more stops. Catley forces one there, once again on Richardson. About a minute to play, going baseline. This one's a no-look over to Josh Hart, who lifts off and punches it down with 2 hands. That is a play we needed. But unfortunately, this offensive spurt just came a little bit too late. Even though me and Catley still fighting to the end, we bring a surprise double team to Jay Rich. I rip him, and there's points number 28 and 29 on the ball game. But on this possession, I would just foul Simmons, but he would step up, knock down his free throws, and at this point, it was just insurmountable. So we drop game 4, tying the series back up 2-2 as we head back to the imposing Wells Fargo Arena. 101-93 is your final tonight. I finished with one of my better outings in my career, 29 with 13 dimes and 5 steals. Got it done on both sides of the floor. but unfortunately, it just was not enough. Anthony Davis with another good game, and outside of me and him, offense was hard to come by, just too inconsistent overall, especially in the fourth quarter. We looked so good in the third, but in the fourth, we shot 8 of 23 as a team, 1 of 8 from 3-point. And me personally, I didn't have my greatest performance in the fourth either. I had 13, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists in the third quarter alone, but in the fourth, I only had 2 points, 1 rebound, and 5 assists, although with 3 steals. And Anthony Davis turned it on after the first quarter, but we had already fallen behind at that point. He had 0 in the first, but he finished with 22. But overall, that defense, man, I don't know what's going on with that Pelicans defense that we're known for, but we have to step it up on that side of the ball, and the offense will take care of itself. So as we head back to the city of brotherly love, tied 2 games to 2, we got to at least take one of these next 2 games to keep the series alive, and even 1 win in this building is a very tough task as the tip-off commences, and no backcourt violation for Philly this time around. But on the first possession, Jay Rich goes right at Kately, and how about some defense being played? Tough goings for Josh Richardson in these last few games, and on the other end, stop and pop on top of Joel Embiid to get us started today. I pick up right where I left off, coming off a game where I had 29, and I get my first jump shot to fall. Talked a little bit about Josh Hart's playmaking, but he throws another nice one there. Only averaging 3.5 assists a game is Hart, but every time he throws a dime, it's going to be a nice one, just like that one right there. And now Hart on the attack once again. Hard foul, not called there. Looked like a hack from my angle, and on the other end, Josh Richardson knocks it down on the fast break. Philly takes the lead at 11-10, a couple minutes off the clock, and on this possession, a high pick roll between me and AD. We got to do this some more as another nice play comes out of it. With Anthony Davis drawing so much defensive attention on post-ups and ISOs, I think that pick and roll is going to be the way we got to get him going, as Matisse Thybulle with a nice and one on the other end. Philly, another good offensive showing here in the first as I check out, come back in a few minutes later, only down by 3, and off the inbound. Isaiah Thomas also checks in and he loses me. Ben Simmons was first team All-NBA defense this year, but outside of him, these backup guards for Philly have had trouble containing me, especially Isaiah Thomas. And on the other end, Shake Milton, another bench guard for Philadelphia, with a starter type assist right there as Embiid throws the hammer down on Jonah Bolden. And things quickly spiraling out of control once again here in Game 5. Embiid misses the layup, or the free throw, however. And on the other, a nice pass from Glenn Robinson as Luzada Silva rises up. Another big basket for the Brazilian guard, and I think he got away with a bit of a travel. Looks like 4 steps there, but if the ref didn't call it, then I'm not saying anything. And how about a pass to him on the fast break, going one-on-one. Draws another foul, another positive play for Silva as he heads to the line once again. Silva knocks it down there, almost doubling his output here in the playoffs versus the regular season. Averaged 4.5 in the regular season, and that total has been pushed to 8 here in the playoffs. So now, first possession of the second quarter, one-on-one. Me and IT once again. He just cannot stay in front of me. Head coach Anthony Thornton has given me the green light to do whatever I want whenever Ben Simmons is not on the floor. He knows I can exploit any other defender they put on me. And after a foul by Costas being too aggressive, how about that bench unit coming back in with 4 minutes left to play, and that Philadelphia lead has been trimmed down to 1. And Simmons, once again, another good defensive possession, everybody helping out on him. Once again going at Tobias Harris, and I don't care. Still putting in yet another layup, and I'm up to 10 points quickly again, and I'm in tune for another big offensive showing here tonight, as Simmons tries to hop step, and Josh Hart picks it clean. Kately dishes it off to me. Up and under move on Shake Milton does not get him to budge at all, but how about this pass threading the needle throughout the defense, and Kately gets fouled. So our offense starting to come alive here in the second. And not just our fast break offense either, but in the half court we're getting better looks. Kately wide open from the free throw line extended, gets that jumper to fall, and that's a warm-up jumper right there. Another great look from the field. Our offense is a lot more in tune this quarter as Tobias Harris, not a good shot selection there, and on the break once again we got numbers. Spin move getting around 2 Philly defenders, hop step through the paint, yet another finish. After my poor game 1 showing from the field, I wanted to study up on this defense and see where the cracks were, and ever since game 1 I've looked a lot better finding my shots, especially in the paint. But Shake Milton with a big and 1 there for Philadelphia. I thought I was straight up, but the ref thought otherwise, as Milton cashes in on the and 1 to trim our lead in half. Down by 3 is Philadelphia, trying to force a stop. Another good defensive possession on AD, but Josh Hart is leaking open, and he gets the friendly bounce from the rim. 47-41 game. These teams going back and forth. And on this possession, 5 seconds left to go. Trying to get a screen from AD. Open, jump shot, not quite. AD on the tip in. That doesn't go either. And my jump shot continues to be hit or miss here in the series with a few exceptions. And Richardson muscling his way through the paint. But how about this pass from Shake Milton? And we have to take another look at that. Could not believe that he got that pass in there. How about this dime? He's shown a few of those here in the first half. And I think Jonah Bolden was more in disbelief just how Milton got that pass in there. I still don't know how he did it myself. So a big and 1 as Embiid cashes in on the free throw. 14 seconds left. The last possession for Philadelphia as I go airborne again for another loose ball, but I lose the grip on it. Oh my goodness. I'm not happy. I sold out for that loose ball, but I lost the handle and it went right to Tobias Harris. And on the other end, 2 seconds left. Step back. I get Embiid to fall. What a way to end that half. How about another look in the replay mode for this one? Stutter step move on Shake Milton and a step back on the switching defender Embiid, and that gets him to touch the floor. Another ankle breaker victim here in the playoffs, and that is quite the momentum changer going into the locker rooms. One more look at it. Oh, one of my favorite plays from the playoffs so far. And I'm sure the bench would share that same opinion. How about Nikola Mirotic, the ultimate hype man, Glenn Robinson and Devon Dotson, both going crazy. And as we head into the break, let's take a look at some of the game recaps once again. Philly up by 2, they're shooting better from us from the field, a difference of 7%, but the difference has been 5 more free throws made from our side, and we've been out-rebounding Philadelphia by 10, and Richaun Holmes has 8 of our 29 rebounds. And I lead all scorers once again for the second game in a row going into halftime, 14 but with only 2 assists, and Kaylee and Hart combining for 16 on good percentages. When we get those guys going, we look a lot better. And here we go on the other end. Starting the second half, Philadelphia begins their second half of Game 5 with a bucket, and immediately I answer right back. But Ben Simmons coming right back. Our defense, no good once again. And Richaun Holmes with another huge rebound. He's close to 10. How about this pass up to AD? No good, but he gets it back. I'll take the 3-point play over the 2. No worries, big fella. How about that second chance for him? Not a great first half of action for the unibrow, but he puts his best foot forward here beginning the second half. Some bench players check in, coming off the screen. I hesitate, but I knock down yet another 3. Coming off a season where I shot 28%. I've only taken 2 3-pointers in the finals, but I've been successful on both conversions. And how about Luzada Silva knifing his way through the paint? Some more slashing shown off from the light and quick Brazilian guard. And another possession with the shot clock winding down. How about this offensive play call? A big man controlling the rock on a pick and roll as a little guy rolls off of it, and Mirotic hits me with the assist. Up by 7, offense looking good, just like Game 4. Our third quarter performance has been better than any other quarter in the game, as Robinson hits a big shot there to push it to 10. In this third quarter, our percentages are up 10, shooting 54% here from the floor, compared to 44 in the first half. Another dish off to Mirotic as he puts in another basket, and that's when I'm at my best. When I drive, help defense comes, I got a knack for finding the open guys down low or kicking it back out. And now Milton tries it again. More rugged interior defense. Up by 9 with the ball in our hands. Zooming past IT, knocking down a Philadelphia defender, and that allows Glenn Robinson to cut baseline, and I find him for yet another jam here in the series. Only my 4th assist, however, as another stop is forced. 72-63, we're looking good. Hart with another big assist inside to the unibrow. Davis with only 11, but like I said before at the beginning of the video, this is when we look our best, when we have everybody involved. AD hasn't had to do a lot of scoring tonight, and we still look good. Now it's Caitley going baseline as he drops in a layup. That Pelicans defense in full force here in the third, and I think head coach Brett Brown has had enough of it. Listen to this speech going into the fourth as we find ourselves up 11, one quarter away from taking another series lead here in the NBA Finals.
Take everything you got to come up with balls so that we win this game. Right? Anything loose, any rebounds, guards, you got to rebound.
That was a 76ers coach trying to light a fire in this team, as in that third quarter they looked completely out of it, and immediately right after that chat with Brett Brown, Joel Embiid comes off the bench cold and hits a three-pointer. Still up by 8 though. Caitley tries it from the corner, not quite that time, and Embiid, or Harris rather, with a huge rebound over Anthony Davis as he drops this one off to the airborne Simmons. Philadelphia in the third looked like they were just going through the motions, but they look good as new here in the fourth thanks to that coaching from Brett Brown. Just trying to force a miss finally here in the fourth quarter, and that's what we do. Anthony Davis with a huge board, cleans up the window, and I get a little bit of luck on this pass. Shake Milton deflects it, but it goes right into the arms of Anthony Davis, and as the old quote says, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Up by 5. Offense trying to manufacture some points, as that's not the shot. Anthony Davis has been seeing way too many of those double teams. They continue to try to go at it, and on the other end, Richardson puts in the layup. Nice pass from Simmons. As for the first time in a while, Philadelphia is within one possession and now 1 point thanks to another basket by Thibault. And now Thibault controls the rock at the end of the shot clock. That one's not even close. Caitley turns on the Jets, fires it up to me, and I see Anthony Davis running again, and he cocked that thing way back. Anthony Davis starting to come alive here in the second half. 5:10 left to play, still a one possession game as Thibault enters back with a one-handed tomahawk of his own. And just like that, Philadelphia and their crowd back on their side. Trying to reset the offense. Hart trying to take it on the tough Matisse Thybulle. I try to go back door, and I'm blocked. And maybe Caitley trying to force the issue too much off of the rebound. No good there once again. And Thybulle and the Sixers back on the break. Thybulle one-on-one against me. Just getting it over my outstretched arms. Thybulle with a huge fourth quarter. And as you can see, due in part to our 3 of 13 shooting, and Philadelphia seemingly like they're not going to miss. Looks like we're going to be in tune for another sloppy fourth quarter as Caitley, once again, another ill-advised shot. The 76ers continuing trying to work fast, but playing with the lead for the first time here in the fourth quarter, they want to slow it down. Richardson with the dribble handoff to Ben Simmons. Oh my goodness. Splitting 2 navy jerseys, and he punches down yet another one. Philadelphia, this crowd is getting wild. Can't even hear myself think. A pick from Richaun Holmes. I'm open again. This time, finally, a jump shot falls to maybe silence this crowd a little bit. 23 on the night tonight. Josh Richardson with a big second half. No good. And Holmes collects near his 15th rebound tonight. The feed goes to Caitley. Nice pass inside to Mirotic. Anthony Davis is off the floor for a little bit as coach wants him to be fresh for the last few minutes of this game. And Mirotic filling his shoes very nicely. And after that jam, Anthony Davis would check back in. 5 seconds left on this possession. Just looking for any look. Handing this one off to Caitley, who goes baseline. What a very smart high IQ play from the rookie as we're back in front. Time ticking here quickly. 60 seconds left to play as Matisse Thybulle finds Embiid cutting through the paint. And Richaun Holmes, the one play we cannot have right now, gives up the and one to Embiid. As Embiid, who struggled from the free throw line in this series, is averaging 18 and 12 overall. He'll try to extend the lead to 2, and it's good. A huge basket for Embiid as Philly closes in on a comeback victory as this crowd gets on their feet once again. High screen from Caitley. Nothing doing off that pick, and I feed it inside to Anthony Davis, who puts his shoulder down, attacking the double team. Once again, no easy looks for Anthony Davis on this time up the floor, and Thybulle goes one-on-one. Him and AD Great job defending without fouling by the unibrow. Up the other end, we have numbers going at Ben Simmons, and I draw the foul. 2 free throws here could tie up the game, and in these situations, I'm so used to being the guy to shoot the free throws when we want to extend our lead instead of trying to retake the lead. So, a huge 2 free throws here, some of the biggest in my entire career, as the Philly faithful is on their feet trying to knock me off my stride, but the first free throw goes. Get some dap from the boys. Gotta collect myself. I know they have my back. Gotta calm these nerves. 1 more to go. Trying to tie up this game. 31 ticks left to go. Missed a clutch free throw in game 2, but let's see if I can respond. In fact, I do. Shooting 86% from the free throw line this season. Make it a 2 of 2 there. And Matisse Thybulle off the inbound. Philly trying to retake the lead. Embiid gets the feed. Gets past Richaun Holmes. Cayley, great defense. But on the second effort, Embiid is fouled once again. At least he doesn't get the N1 conversion. But we had everything done well. Cayley, great job defending without fouling. Just could not get that rebound. Embiid with 22 on the night. Makes good on the first one. And in these types of situations, that first free throw is always the hardest, and he's not hiding his excitement at all after getting that one a drop. Embiid, once again, trying to put Philly over the top, and he makes 2 of 2 there. 1 free throw left in the game. Doesn't look like Anthony Thornton, head coach, wants to use it. 20 seconds left. High screen and roll between me and Anthony Davis. It's worked so much in the series, but Matisse Thybulle comes out of nowhere with a huge stop on AD, and that might have just sealed it. You can tell he is not happy with missing that layup. Embiid once again at the line. Can he hit 2 more to put Philly over the top for good here in Game 5? The first one is knocked down, no problem. Embiid sets his feet, makes 2 of 2, and it looks like we have just relinquished this big lead we had, and it looks like we're gonna fall once again, be down 3 to 2 in the series. One last chance to maybe extend the game a little bit. Cayley with a bad second half continues here. Unfortunately, that 3-pointer rims out from the corner, and we just cannot get it done here in the 4th. Philadelphia, this 4th quarter, really put them over the top. They started it off with a 20-6 run, and after that, things just became worse and worse. At the end of the game, we were outscored 30-14 in the 4th quarter, shot 6 of 23 as a team. That's good for 26%. We were out-rebounded 40% as a team overall in the ball game. Just no offensive identity once again in the 4th, closing out games. And just like that, this team who has become so good, 7-1 in games decided under 10 points in the playoffs, they've dropped 2 in back-to-back games here in the finals. Only 1 game in the playoffs where I had less than 10 assists outside of this one, and that was a 14-point victory against Portland in round 1. And I also had 28 points that game, so obviously different circumstances. Looks like Philly's trying to limit my playmaking these last 2 games, and it's really showing in the final box scores. Joel Embiid, he's the favorite for Finals MVP. If the 76ers can win 1 more, he had 26 tonight. Simmons, I only held to 14. Philadelphia up 3-2 as we travel back to our home stadium, the always fun Smoothie King Center, to try to extend this series. Against this team that's as stout defensively as Philadelphia, we were expected to have some big droughts. But I don't think we could have ever expected these last 2 4th quarters in these last 2 games. 2 easily winnable games that we just shot ourselves in the foot way too much due to our offensive impotence in the 4th quarter. So if we get out to a big lead today, we need to find some way, somehow, to finish this ball game like we've done all postseason long, and getting us started early with a behind-the-back move on that layup. Once again, I'm the guy that starts us off in the scoring column. Up 6-5 as Simmons tries to post me up again. We've seen that post up a lot more often here as the games go along for Philadelphia, as Ben Simmons is now on the stat sheet, and he gets past me at half court, but great team defense there once again on Simmons, and that's how you have to attack him. Up the other end, receiving the outlet pass from Kately down the lane. Holmes coming off a bad game, but hopefully I can get him started here in game 6. Nice and one from the big fella. Unfortunately, he's only shooting around 40% from the floor here in the series. Just not what you want to see from your starting center. 14-9 game. Once again, offense struggling here early on, and I've got to be that spark plug that gets us going. Only 9 points through the first 7 minutes and some change of action. So I'm trying to change that action as I step up to the line, hit 2 more free throws, as I've done a lot of work from the charity stripe these last few games, and that continues here in game 6. And it seems like our struggles shooting the ball from the fourth quarter of last game have leaked into this game as well, but the bench unit providing a little bit of a spark here going into the end of the first quarter. And sometimes when you're struggling on the offensive side, you're just looking for any type of break, anything to go your way, and we kind of get that here. Dion Waiters camped out in the paint, boneheaded play right there, and head coach Anthony Thornton wants me to shoot the free throw. The technical goes, and we inbound. Hopefully we can have a little bit of a point swing here if we can convert something off of the inbound. This pass goes over to MLS, who finishes the layup. That one technical free throw might not hold a lot of significance now, but it's plays like that that can get an offense going. Just little breaks that go our way. And starting the second quarter, still me running with the bench squad as Marcos Luzada Silva. Another dirty finish there over 2 defenders as we starting to get our offense clicking a little bit. But on the other end, IT finds the cutting Tobias Harris, who finishes the tough layup. Got to get these starters back out here. This bench squad has done a good job, but I think it's time we sub in everybody else to have a fighting chance at this. A couple more possessions with the bench though before that can happen. Up 4 is Philadelphia, but the up fake gets Isaiah Thomas off of his feet, and he comes into me and I draw the foul. That's just good old school basketball there. And making these 2 free throws would inch us a little bit closer to that lead. Starting to get our wits on the offensive end. Now it's Dion Waiters trying it. Not quite that time either. Up the floor to me, beating him off the dribble, and I hesitate just so I can protect the ball as I go inside versus more taller defenders. And it's little things like that that help smaller guys like me finish around the rim. And finally, it's back to a tie game, 22-all, beating my defender off the dribble once again. And let's take another look at that lob. This was a crazy one over to Costas, as this pass tickled the net, but Costas was still able to locate it and punch it down for my 3rd assist here in game 6. Now IT once again on me, taking him off the dribble. Help defense comes. Does Luzada Silva have another one? Yes, he does. He's clapping. Everybody's smiling. This offense is back on track. Still running with the bench squads, that is, until Glenn Robinson gets caught reaching. And surprisingly, a bit of a weird ripple in the lineup. I come out with the bench. Devin Dotson takes over at point, and it ends up not hurting us too bad. I guess coach wants us to become better with the starters off the floor, and I could really help us out with that. Check out that behind the back, getting Shake Milton to touch the floor. Ankle breaker victim number 2 here in the NBA Finals. Back to the replay booth we go as we take another look at the deadly behind the back move. I've been taking advantage of these Philadelphia 76ers backup guards the entire series, and how about that? Plays like that can swing the momentum as the bench is feeling it once again. So back to the line, and you already know after a highlight play like that, I cannot mess up on these free throws. I gotta complete the highlight play and put these through, and that's what I would do. 11 points on the game. And most of those 11 points have been due in part to my work at the charity stripe today. Nice job by Anthony Davis rotating over, forcing another miss, and up on the break. Stop and pop, just kidding. This one's floated over to Aaron Kately. And it's funny because I just saw somebody raising their hand. I saw Anthony Davis calling for the ball right there. So I just threw it over there, and surprisingly it's Kately coming down with the pass. So hey, still an assist. It is still a dunk. Still worth 2 points plus 1 from the charity stripe. Let's go, boys. Back in this game. From here on out, we're playing for our season, and we have to step up and play like it. And how about Kately picking the pocket of Shake Milton up the floor to me? Let's see what layup I have in my bag this time. Ooh, getting fancy on IT as I head back to the line once again here in the first half. After these pair of free throws, I would head into the locker room with 13 points, but only 2 field goals thanks to my 9 of 9 from the charity stripe here in the first half. And still being aggressive on defense, I take away the entry pass to the post, zooming up the floor, bounce pass Kately, looks like he's about to throw it down. I thought the rookie was about to show off some crazy bounce there, looked like it, but at the end of the day, a layup, a dunk, both still worth 2 points, so I'll take it. This is number 6 as Shake Milton responds with a crazy and one. And I shook Shake earlier on in the game, but it looks like he's got his revenge on our defense, making good on the free throw to boot. As going into the halftime, we find ourselves up 6. Just like Philadelphia did the last time out, we rebound over our slow start, outscoring Philadelphia 38-28 in the second quarter. And 65% from the floor. We also out-rebounded them 13-7 in that quarter, plus 10 assists as a team, and I'm leading all scorers at 13 for the 3rd game in a row at the half, as Kately tries to get it going quick. Not quite there, but good performances, however, from him and Josh Hart in the first half, as Matisse Thybulle knocks it down, but 17 points from Josh Hart and Aaron Kately combined going into the second half, trying to keep our season alive as Philadelphia is off to a hot start, trimming the lead down to 1. Let's see more of this. Anthony Davis finds Josh Hart on the perimeter. Man, we need to see more of that for sure. AD only averaging 1.5 assists a game here in the finals. When they bring those double teams, he's got to keep his eyes up. But this time he works before the double team can come. How about the power shown off by the unibrow, putting in that post hook. Not being guarded tightly, still a 1-possession game, going back to the pick and roll. This time nothing doing. Trap comes, this time it's Anthony Davis actually popping out of the pick play, and he knocks that one down as well. Davis so far in the second half, he's finding some teammates out of double teams. He is working in the post quickly and effectively, and he's making some shots from the perimeter. Exactly what we need to see for him. As Philadelphia makes back-to-back threes, it was Alec Burks on the left wing, Tobias Harris on the right wing, and Philly, their offense has responded. Back up is Philly by 1 point. As I'd say, Thomas shakes me a little bit there, a veteran move, but AD is there to provide the help. Great job by the DPOY winner having my back. And in one of the craziest and unlikely jump balls you'll ever see, AD wins that with ease over IT. And as we push, their defense is not set up. They leave the trailer wide open. Mirotic from downtown. A big shot as we respond from Philly's back-to-back threes to cash in from the perimeter there. Mirotic with some big minutes here in the finals. 3 seconds left for Philly in this possession. Simmons is forced up to take a 3, and he knocks it down off of the spin move. Unreal. Simmons, we all know his story from beyond the arc. He hasn't hit one or even attempted more than 3 in the finals, but he makes one there, and then an advantageous matchup for Embiid on the next possession on Josh Hart. He gets it to go, and Philly finds himself back up with 1:39 left to go in the third quarter as head coach Anthony Thornton wants to talk it over. And hopefully the bench squad can hold a little bit as the starters come out of the game. And entering the fourth quarter, only 1 basket allowed. We didn't score at the end of the third with the bench in, but we do still remain within 1 possession. Kately with a really tough game today. He had a good first half, but that third quarter was nightmarish from him. But with 2 seconds left, he's harassing Josh Richardson, and he blocks the attempt as well. Shot clock violation. Kately getting after it on defense, and if he's not going to score the rock, we need to see some more of that from him and for the rest of these guys. That Pelicans defense needs to come back to keep this season alive. And a quick ISO on Shake Milton from the baseline. Behind the back move, taking it down into the teeth of the tall trees down there, still getting it to go. Yours truly is up to 15 points, but Philly scores again. So me, Josh Hart, Aaron Kately, and Richaun Holmes on the floor, and it's Costas giving me the assist off the backdoor feed, beating Matisse Thybulle, one of the best defenders you'll see all season. I beat him off the backdoor feed, and good job by Costas finding me. And now in this possession, 5 seconds to shoot. Thybulle this time gets the upper hand. Gets a piece of my dribble at the end of the shot clock, so I just tried to make a play, but he punishes the rim on the other end. Just like that, Philly up 7 here in the fourth quarter. Back on offense, Philly Richardson with the high screen from Embiid beats Kately off the dribble, and how about that, switching hands in midair as foul trouble starts to become a little bit of a factor here. Kately playing with 4 fouls, that was Richaun Holmes' 4th as well, and Hart would pick up his 5th soon after that play. So the defense is going to have to soften up a little bit just to keep the starters out on the court. Big rebound as Holmes cleans the glass there, and on the other end, Josh Hart, he finishes the run-out opportunity, and it's been a while since I've said Hart's name. Since him and Kately's big first half, not much to talk about between him and Kately. And how about Holmes taking the 3, Anthony Davis off the tip, and I don't know what that was all about. Holmes shooting 22% for his career from beyond the arc, and on the other end I do force the miss from Richardson. Using all my energy here. Kately's cold, but we need one from him as he pulls up over Thibault to get that big jump shot to go. We're within 6 with 5 to play as Ben Simmons steps to the line. I fouled him to try to stop the fast break, and it ends up becoming our benefit. He misses a free throw there. Off the run out, Kately, bang from the corner. Finally, the rookie stepping up, breaking his cold streak here in the second half. Philly trying to milk some clock as they go to Horford, guarded closely by the unibrow. Horford has not had a very good finals, but he finds Richardson answering back with a 3-pointer of his own. A huge shot by Philly, and our chances of winning just went down exponentially as I try to go one-on-one with Ben Simmons, trying to make a play. Kately, he's made a few shots here in the 4th. Can he do it again? Not quite from the baseline. That one rims out. No help from the rim that time. Philly with a basket here can extend it to double digits, almost ripping it from Simmons, but he finds Richardson. Josh Richardson, with his fair share of struggles in the finals on the offensive end, he's had a 4th quarter to remember. 3:13 left to go. Trying to dish this one over to Kately. He has a lane, I thought, but Richardson gets it done on defense as well, swatting Kately into the 3rd row. So off the inbound, Holmes will be the inbound man. And what happens here? All of a sudden, out of bounds, 76ers ball. Holmes will be finding himself on Shaqtin' a Fool for months to come. Just like in the previous 2 finals games, this 4th quarter has been an absolute nightmare, and it looks like this season's coming to an end. But how about one last lob for the road? Anthony Davis punches down this one, another one for him, as I think we're going to come up short here in the finals. It was all Philadelphia from here on out, as Anthony Thornton, he takes out the starting 5. The bench finishes the game, and we lose 3 in a row to the Sixers, relinquishing our 2-1 series lead, and now we have to watch Philadelphia celebrate on our home court. Very tough series. Just the fact that we had so many chances to win these last 3 games, but our 4th quarter performances, that's what killed us in the end. The Philadelphia 76ers hoist their 4th championship trophy in franchise history, as us New Orleans Pelicans, we're still looking for our 1st. Once again, after a big second quarter from our offense, in the second half we were outscored 61-43 as a team, thanks to Philadelphia's 14 free throws to our 4, and us shooting ourselves in the foot with 18 turnovers to their 10. And this season, year 3 ends in a 109-97 loss. I end the finals averaging 19, 3 rebounds, 12 assists, and 2 steals. Overall playoff averages at 19, 3, 13.5, and 2 steals. The unibrow ends his first finals pretty up and down for him overall. 20 points per game, 10.5 rebounds, 2.5 blocks. Hart averaged 11 points, 46% shooting, and Kately was also 46% shooting after our big game 3, but he ends the series averaging 11 with 37% from the floor after this really tough game for the rookie. After the Game 3 victory, Richaun Holmes also became invisible. He was shooting 58% at that point after Game 3, but he finishes the series at the low 40s. Embiid averaged 17.5, 12 rebounds, 2.5 blocks. He's your finals MVP. In my matchup, 16 points and 4 assists from Ben Simmons. Overall, I feel like this season was a huge success for us. We'll have to wait till next season to try to get it done. Next season will be on the PS5, so stay tuned for that. Hope you guys are excited for some next-gen hoops. That on top of I'm bringing a new series to the channel very soon, so stay tuned for that as well. Overall, just stay tuned. I got a lot of good things coming for you guys.